It was a beautiful night on the Pilgogic branch line on the island of Sodor. The day's work was done, and the engines puffed safely home. You know what, guys? I think it's time for a story, said Fleur. Exactly, said Lewis. But, said Ron, it must be a different story. Is there another story that had taken place before me and Dan came to the island? Yes, there's one, said Troy. Well, it all started like this. The Fat Controller was having breakfast. He was enjoying a quiet time. The butler came in. Excuse me, sir, you're wanted on the telephone. Bother that telephone, said the Fat Controller. But this time, it was good news. Oh, really? When? What time? Thank you. Guess what, my dear, said the Fat Controller to his wife. We've been invited on the Royal Tea Train. The Royal Tea Train? When? Tomorrow. It's part of the Queen's Golden Jubilee. Wow. Yes, they requested they should visit the Pilgogic branch line first, before they explore the entire island. Right. We better get ready then for tomorrow. Yes, but before then, I got to make some few arrangements at the Pilgogic branch line first. He made a trip to the Pilgogic sheds. The engines had just woken up when the manager and the Fat Controller arrived. Tomorrow, the royal party will be coming over. Who will be coming, sir? Said Hamish. Well, Her Majesty the Queen, their Royal Highnesses, the Prince of Wales, and the Princess Royal, and the Duke of Edinburgh will be arriving too. What about the other two people? Oh, you mean the Duke of York and the Earl of Wessex? Unfortunately, they could not come as they are busy elsewhere. Oh, so who's going to pull the coach? Well, we've been thinking through this, and it's quite difficult actually. So, we kind of choose Troy. Me, sir? Said Troy. Yes, that's right. You've been working very hard at the factory out there. I'm very pleased with your efforts. Thank you, sir, said Troy. Smart up tomorrow morning, said the manager. Be there very early. Yes, sir, said Troy. The next day, Troy arrived at the station with the coach. He simmered happily with the Fat Controller and the manager. An hour had passed and Troy became impatient. Where are they? He said. Then, a double-decker bus pulled up, and they're surprised to see that the royal party were inside. Your Majesty, Your Royal Highnesses. Well, don't worry about us, said the Queen. We decided to take the bus and enjoy the scenery. Hop in, Your Majesty. Here's the tea. Thank you. Once they boarded the train, Troy set off. The royal party enjoyed tea and biscuits, while Troy was speeding down the line. Steady, Troy, said his driver. We're not in a hurry. I must be there on time. I must hurry, said Troy. Ooh, it's getting bumpy here, said Lady Hat. Yeah, I just hope there's no incidents. I wish Royal might say that, said the manager. You're actually enjoying yourself, aren't you, Topham? The Fat Controller laughed with the Prince of Wales, and was just about to walk back to his seat with a wine glass. But then it happened. Jones was coming out from the factory with a train. Troy wasn't paying attention to what was happening ahead. When he saw what was happening, "Stop!" he cried, and the two engines quickly applied their brakes. The sudden jolt caused the Fat Controller to lurch backwards. The wine glass flew out of his hands, right through the coach, out the front window, and smashed behind Troy's behind. Ouch! Said Troy. The royal party, the Fat Controller, and the manager looked out. The Duke of Edinburgh and the Fat Controller laughed. Ho 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 ho! Care to join? Said the Duke of Edinburgh. Troy did not like it, and didn't say a word as he continued his journey, but not before letting Lewis back up first. Once Troy cleared, Lewis was able to continue on. The train reached Pilgogic without any further problems. The guests got out of the coach and explored the branch-lying town. Troy was not in a good mood. "Brighten up, Troy," said his driver. "I'm sure things will be fine on the return run." "It better be," said Troy. "What happened to your hat, driver? I left it in the cab. It was so hot. I decided to take it out for a while." "Oh." On their way back, things went a lot more smoothly. Well, mostly. Everyone was eating the royal family's favorite chocolate cake, but they had to act fast or the fat controller would gobble it up. "Topper, you make yourself sick," said Lady Hat. "Hey, us too," said the Duke of Edinburgh. The manager didn't even say a word, not even the Queen, the Princess of Wales, nor the Princess Royal. They knew this is a terrible mistake to bring the cake. "Don't worry," said the fat controller. "This is a very special treat." And he walked over to a cake to get a slice. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a water tower fell over. Troy slammed on his brakes. There was a squelching noise inside and a very loud bother from the fat controller. Back at Kildane, the fat controller was the last to go out of the coach. He was completely covered in head to toe in gooey chocolate cake. The royal family couldn't help themselves but laugh. "Well, things don't go well to plan there, eh, Topham?" said the manager. The fat controller had to agree, and his wife Lady Hat was not happy. "I told you that something bad will happen." "Oh, don't worry, my dear. Consider this is a good trip, I would say, Your Majesty." Indeed it is. I hope we can do it again next time." Yes. But before I do that, I think it's better that I should go and get a bath." "And that is the story," said Troy. "Did you like it?" "Yes, we like it," said the engines, especially the ending part, which is so hilarious. And soon they were all asleep.